I see a lot of people making various videos of like tips and tricks and how to, make an amazing encounter for your party or run the game like this and you'll be successful every time. And I gotta say, I kind of disagree with a lot of those tips. They're good, don't get me wrong, but they're not gonna be 100%. They're not gonna be fantastic every single time. They're gonna be largely dependent on your table. Um, So I'll watch them all the way through, partially out of respect for the fact that they're actually bothering to make the content, but also partially because I want to see if like maybe the idea will sit well with my party, sit well with my table, or is even something I won't even bother trying to run. But oftentimes I have found that really ultimately what matters is don't surprise your players with these like interesting mechanics or these crazy things. Like make sure everyone at the table likes the idea or doesn't like the idea. Make sure that everyone is on board with it and is down to give it at least a shot or is fully down to commit to it entirely. Because ultimately what matters is you have to be transparent with your players. Hey, I want to try this. Hey, I want to do this. Hey, I think this mechanic would be really interesting. I think we should run it this way. Hey, I think this rule could be bent this way, and we'll make the game a lot more fun for everyone. But and here is the thing, you have to be transparent with your players about it, because if you are not transparent with your players about rule decisions, choices, like, oh, this is why I'm running it this way because this, and this, I'm just trying to make sure that this, and this are true, and that this, and this do not happen. You have to be transparent on that aspect because as a GM, there is also a certain amount of obscurity that has to be available to you to be able to still surprise them and allow them to have fun and explore and discover in the game that you are running. For example, dice rolls. It's typically accepted that the GM has to keep those dice rolls secret so that the exact numbers and the statistical chances of things happening are not known to the players, purely for the fact that it makes the encounter a little more exciting because, hey, we don't know if that thing is actually very likely to hit us or if it's just maybe we just keep getting hit by these crits. But your players have to be able to trust that you're going to be honest on those dice rolls. If you keep throwing curveball after curveball at them, how do they know that you're not going to just say, oh no, it crits you just because I say so? There's a time and place for doing that, sure, and that's when it could make it more dramatic. You could always fudge the dice rolls. But I typically encourage never fudging dice against the party. I always encourage fudging the dice in favor of the party, making them at least capable of continuing on in the storyline that you want them to be able to continue on, or giving them some alternate way to be able to interact and encounter things, stuff like that. Don't just be like, yeah, no, this and this and this, and then don't constantly be changing the rules on them just because you see something new that you want to try. Because again, there has to be a certain level of trust at the table. There has to be a certain number of like, we got each other's back, because all we want is to have some fun. We don't actually care about winning or losing at the end of the day, as long as everyone enjoys what was done and everyone enjoyed the story and everyone has a story that they want to tell other people and they can't wait to talk about what happened at the table. That's how everyone wins. So yeah, anyway, be excellent to each other, be excellent to yourselves, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.